Walk into any high-end restaurant or designer boutique right now, and you will notice something deeply confusing. Even though the media is filled with constant warnings about skyrocketing inflation, high interest rates, and economic strain, luxury fashion houses, premium cocktail bars, and international airports are absolutely packed with young consumers. Gen Z and Millennials are spending cash like they are wealthy, but their bank accounts tell a completely different story. This is not a traditional shopping spree driven by financial security or a sudden wave of career success. What we are witnessing across the global economy is a massive behavioral economics phenomenon known as doom spending. Doom spending happens when a person mindlessly shops to self-soothe because they feel completely pessimistic about the future. It is a psychological coping mechanism where people use their money to buy short-term happiness when long-term goals feel impossible. Instead of saving up for major life milestones like their parents did, young people are blowing their paychecks on the present. Like and subscribe to the channel visual link if you want to master the hidden psychological forces shaping our modern economy. To understand why this trend has exploded, we have to look at the completely broken state of the modern housing market. For decades, the standard blueprint for adulthood was simple: sacrifice luxury, save your money, and buy a house. But today, the median home price has soared to astronomical levels while average wages have remained completely stagnant. A recent study revealed that even if a young professional stops buying coffee and eats ramen, a down payment takes 20 years. When a basic starter home costs over $500,000, the idea of traditional saving begins to look like a mathematical illusion. Young adults are realizing that the foundational pieces of the American dream have been completely priced out of their reach. When starting a family, buying a home, and securing a stable retirement feel entirely unobtainable, a major psychological shift occurs. The human mind cannot operate in a permanent state of financial hopelessness without seeking some form of immediate relief. So, instead of saving for a distant future they believe they will never see, consumers choose to live for the absolute now. They take that useless down payment money and redirect it entirely into short-term gratification and high-cachet experiences. If you are fascinated by how economic despair alters human behavior and consumer spending, make sure to hit that like button. This fatalistic financial mindset is captured perfectly by the viral phrase, "I can't afford a house, but I can afford a flight." This logic has triggered a massive, unprecedented boom in what economists call experiential and hedonic consumption. Young consumers are booking expensive international vacations, purchasing designer clothes, and ordering luxury sushi dinners. They know they will still be renting a small apartment next month, but at least they will have a temporary dopamine rush. The neurological mechanism behind doom spending is a desperate attempt by the brain to reclaim a sense of control. When macroeconomic forces like inflation and job market instability make you feel completely helpless, shopping offers a quick fix. Clicking the buy button provides an instant, powerful spike of dopamine that temporarily numbs ambient financial anxiety. However, this anticipatory chemical high disappears almost the exact moment the luxury item is delivered to your doorstep. What follows is often a deep wave of financial guilt, as the reality of mounting credit card debt begins to set in. Don't forget to subscribe to Visual Link and turn on notifications so you never miss our weekly breakdowns of modern economic trends. The massive rise of frictionless e-commerce and next-day delivery has made this destructive loop incredibly easy to repeat. With digital wallets, one-click checkouts, and buy now pay later services, the barrier to impulsive spending has been entirely removed. You don't even have to leave your bed to drain your bank account. You just need to swipe through a social media app. Platforms like TikTok and Instagram continuously broadcast hyper-curated lifestyles, amplifying the pressure to consume. Young adults see influencers flaunting luxury hauls and feel an intense social need to project success, even if it is completely fake. They use material items to build a superficial illusion of well-being, hiding the deep financial instability beneath the surface. A startling report by Barclays revealed that nearly 30% of Gen Z consumers admit to stress-driven doom spending. Furthermore, credit card delinquency rates have recently surged to their highest levels in over a decade. People are giving up on paying off their credit card balances because the sheer weight of the debt feels completely insurmountable. This debt-fueled consumer spending is currently acting as a massive, chaotic driver of the global gross domestic product. Because consumer spending makes up over two-thirds of the economy, doom spenders are accidentally keeping the market afloat. It is an ironic economic paradox. Profound pessimism about the system is fueling the very spending that sustains it. By constantly purchasing premium coffee, high-end electronics, and concert tickets, they pump liquidity directly into retail corporations. But while this behavior provides a temporary boost to retail corporations, it leaves the individual incredibly vulnerable. Living entirely in the present means young generations are failing to build emergency funds or long-term investments. When an unexpected medical emergency or a sudden job loss occurs, they have no financial cushion to absorb the impact. The long-term consequence of doom spending is a generational wealth gap that will continue to widen severely over time. As these young adults grow older without acquiring any tangible real estate assets or stock portfolios, their vulnerability increases exponentially. They run the risk of reaching retirement age with absolutely zero net worth, trapped forever in a continuous loop of paying rent. To break free from this cycle, consumers must learn to recognize the emotional triggers that drive their impulse buying. Before making an unplanned purchase, financial psychologists recommend applying a strict 24-hour cooling-off rule. Giving your brain time to reset separates an authentic, logical need from a temporary emotional craving for dopamine. We must also work to improve baseline financial literacy, helping young people find accessible, realistic investment options. Even if a home is out of reach, micro-investing in secure treasury bonds can protect your wealth from being eaten by inflation. By putting small sums into index funds regularly, you can still participate in global wealth creation without needing massive upfront capital. The secret to surviving an unstable economy is realizing that giving up on your future completely is a self-fulfilling prophecy. You cannot control the global housing market, the inflation index, or the decisions of central banks. But you maintain absolute control over where you direct your hard-earned income and how you protect your personal stability. Do not let macroeconomic doom convince you to sabotage your own long-term security for a fleeting moment of retail therapy. True resilience is built by maintaining your financial discipline even when the world around you feels completely unpredictable. Every time you resist the urge to buy a luxury item you do not need, you are actively choosing personal freedom over debt. It is an act of defiance against a consumer system that profits off your anxiety and encourages you to spend your way out of sadness. As you look out across the rapidly shifting landscape of your life, remember that true wealth is not about what you can display. It is about the peace of mind that comes from having control over your time, your choices, and your future safety. Look past the glossy, manufactured trends of social media, study your numbers, and protect your capital with fierce logic. The economic terrain might be hostile, the prices might be unfair, but a disciplined strategy is your only true shield. A well-managed savings account offers far more genuine comfort during an economic crisis than any designer handbag or luxury vacation ever could. By shifting your focus from instant lifestyle projection to steady asset building, you regain true sovereignty over your financial destiny. Keep your budget tight, keep your goals realistic, and never stop building your financial foundation through the noise of the world. The current landscape demands that we think like elite strategists, measuring our choices against long-term operational horizons instead of quick daily fixes. When you master your spending impulses, you transform money from a source of stress into a powerful tool for your personal independence. Stay curious, stay disciplined, and keep engineering your ultimate path to financial freedom. So hit that like and subscribe button for visual link.